Welcome back to Horror Diaries, the show where we explore the spine-tingling intersections of sports and the supernatural. Today, we have an eerie tale that's as unforgettable as the player at its center, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, settle in, turn off the lights, and prepare for a story that blurs the line between reality and the unknown. It was a crisp autumn evening in 2020, and the iconic Allianz Stadium in Turin was alive with excitement. Juventus was set to face off against their fierce rivals, and anticipation buzzed in the air. Fans filled the stands, their chants echoing through the night, while lights flickered like stars above the pitch. As the team gathered in the locker room, Cristiano Ronaldo sat quietly in a corner. He had always been a player who thrived under pressure, a maestro in the spotlight. But that evening felt different. There was an unsettling energy swirling around him, something he couldn't quite shake off. Perhaps it was the weight of expectations, or maybe it was something more profound. As he laced up his boots, a strange sensation washed over him. A cold breeze swept through the locker room, unusual for this time of year. The lights flickered momentarily, and Ronaldo glanced around, noticing that his teammates were oblivious to the oddity. He brushed it off as a trick of the mind, focusing instead on the upcoming match. Just before stepping onto the pitch, he wandered into a narrow, dimly lit corridor that led to the field. The corridor was lined with photos of past legends, each one a reminder of the rich history of the club. As he walked, he suddenly heard a whisper, so soft it was almost drowned out by the distant cheers of the crowd. Cristiano. His heart raced. He turned around, but no one was there. He tried to rationalize it. Perhaps it was a teammate joking around, or maybe the echoes of the crowd were playing tricks on him. Shaking off the unease, he stepped onto the pitch, greeted by the roar of thousands of fans. The match commenced, and as the minutes ticked by, Ronaldo found himself performing brilliantly, dribbling past defenders, creating opportunities, and controlling the ball with the grace of a seasoned artist. But amid the intensity of the game, the whispers returned, this time more pronounced. Cristiano, they echoed in his mind, an almost pleading tone that sent chills down his spine. With every pass, every shot, the mysterious voice grew louder, urging him to pay attention. It felt as if someone, or something, was trying to communicate with him. Each time he glanced toward the stands, he caught glimpses of shadowy figures, their faces obscured, watching intently. The figures appeared familiar yet hauntingly ethereal, as if they were long-lost souls drawn to the game. In the 78th minute, the score was tied 1-1. Ronaldo found himself in a prime position near the penalty box. The world seemed to slow as he prepared to shoot. The whispers intensified, almost urging him on. It was as if the spirits of past players were gathered, supporting him, willing him to make the perfect shot. With a deep breath, Ronaldo took his shot. The ball soared through the air, curling beautifully into the net. The stadium erupted into chaos, the fans chanting his name, their jubilation echoing throughout the night. But amid the celebration, Ronaldo's gaze drifted back to the stands. That shadowy figure, the one he had glimpsed earlier, was there, standing alone. It was a silhouette of a man, dressed in vintage football attire, with an expression that was both joyful and melancholic. Ronaldo's heart skipped a beat. As he scanned the stands, he saw the figure vanish as quickly as it had appeared, leaving him with an unsettling sense of loss. After the match, when he met his teammates, he recounted the experience. They laughed, teasing him about being haunted by the ghosts of football legends. Yet, Ronaldo couldn't shake the feeling that something otherworldly had occurred that night. Over the following weeks, he noticed strange coincidences. A vintage football from a charity auction that resembled the one he had seen in the stands, odd whispers in the locker room before matches, and fleeting shadows on the pitch during training. Driven by curiosity, he decided to delve into the history of the stadium, hoping to uncover any secrets. What he found left him in awe. The Allianz Stadium was built on the site of the old Stadio delle Alpi, a venue that had seen its share of legendary matches and untold stories. It was said that the spirits of past players, those who had poured their hearts into the game, lingered in the shadows, forever tied to the sport they loved. One particular story caught his attention, the tale of a player who had dedicated his life to the club but tragically passed away before he could fulfill his dreams. Ronaldo learned that this player's spirit had been known to appear during significant matches, often during moments of triumph or despair. Intrigued, Ronaldo wondered if this was the very spirit that had reached out to him that fateful night. Could it be that he was chosen to carry on the legacy of the past, to embody the dreams of those who had come before him? He began to embrace the whispers, understanding them as encouragement rather than distractions. In the following matches, he felt a newfound connection to the game. The ghostly figure was still there, but now it felt more like a guardian, guiding him to greatness. He scored goal after goal, each one accompanied by a whisper of approval. The more he learned about the history of the club, the more empowered he felt on the pitch. But not every moment was filled with triumph. In a crucial match against one of their fiercest competitors, Juventus found themselves down by 2 goals. Ronaldo, feeling the weight of the moment, looked to the stands, searching for their familiar shadow. It was there, watching intently, and in that instant, he felt a surge of energy. With renewed determination, Ronaldo rallied his teammates, urging them to push forward. They scored 1 goal, then another, and suddenly the tide began to turn. In the dying minutes of the match, with the score tied, he received the ball at the edge of the penalty area. He paused, glancing up at the stands. The figure stood there, a look of hope etched across its face. In that moment, he realized that he wasn't just playing for himself or the fans, he was playing for the legacy of every player who had come before him. With a swift motion, he struck the ball, sending it rocketing into the net. The stadium erupted, the cheers echoing through the night, but Ronaldo felt a deeper sense of satisfaction. As he looked back to the stands, the figure had vanished once more, but he no longer felt fear. Instead, he felt gratitude. As the season progressed, Ronaldo embraced his connection with the supernatural. He spoke to his teammates about the history of the club, encouraging them to honor the past while carving their own legacies. The whispers became a source of inspiration, and the shadowy figure transformed from a ghostly presence into a symbol of motivation. After the season ended, Ronaldo made a point to visit the memorial dedicated to the players who had passed away, leaving flowers and a signed jersey in tribute. He understood now that football was more than just a game, it was a tapestry woven from the dreams and sacrifices of those who had played before. So, what do we make of Cristiano Ronaldo's ghostly encounter? Was it merely the stress of a competitive sport or something deeper, an acknowledgement of the spirits that linger in the world